Welcome back, guys, to the YouTube channel of Aptitech Education. And today we are going to do a very important topic. Now, TCS has already declared the dates for its national qualifier test. The date is already declared. It is going to be next month, which is why we have to keep our preparation abreast. So we'll have to go on preparing according to the topics. Now, at this point, there is no point in uh, learning all the topics or going doing all the questions of all the topics. At this point, it's very important that you focus section wise as to what is the syllabus and do the test as much test as you can do. So what we're going to do today is we'll be solving some questions that had actually come up in TCS national qualified test previous year papers. We're going to pick up those questions. So I have handpicked some questions and we're going to discuss that in this particular PPT. It's very important that we go section wise. So the first section that I'm picking up is verbal ability. So in this section, previously, as it is already discussed and it is already told also that in verbal ability, we're going to have overall 24 questions that needs to be solved. So all those 24 questions need to be solved in a stipulated time period, which means you won't have a lot of time to think about one question, or you cannot just keep on dedicating 2 to 3 minutes to that particular question only. Now, since I don't have the whole day to solve these questions, I have very less time, and on an average, per question, you'll just be having 1.5 minutes. So within that 1.5 minutes, you'll have to look at the question, form what the concept is that is possible, answer the question, and then move forward. Which is why it's very important that we pay attention to all the tricks that are involved in a particular question and work accordingly. Also, verbal ability is the biggest win-win that we have in a particular paper, because verbal ability are the easiest portions of any portion of any paper that you can think of. As soon as you look at the question, either you have the answer to it or you don't have the answer to it. You cannot, like in logicals or like in quants, how we used to do, we can use some concept, we can use some formula and get to the answer, relate to the questions. We cannot do that. So here, either looking at the question, you have the answer to what the question is, or you have to move on to the next one. So here, I'm saving also a lot of time, plus I'm getting marks also for that. So within 20 to 30 seconds, I'll have an answer to my question and I can save all of that time and use it for doing quantitative aptitude, or I can use it for reasoning ability. So this is a win-win in both the cases. I'm having marks also, plus I'm saving time also. Also, in the TCS NQT, I do not have any negative marking, so there is not going to be any negative marking. So you are free to attempt all the questions, which is also an advice that please attempt all the questions of that particular paper. Do not leave any question unattempted. First question from the verbal ability. If I talk about the syllabus, syllabus is going to be, will be having grammar portion, plus we'll be having reading comprehension. So grammar is going to be inclusive of active voices, passive voices. There will be syllogisms, there will be uh, synonyms, antonyms, there will be analogy, then prepositions, articles, everything that is inclusive in grammar, plus reading comprehension, para jumble, also closet test. So all these things are going to come up in the verbal ability portion. Let's go to the first question directly. So what they're asking is, what is the synonym of hypothesis? So I need to give the synonym of hypothesis. So in this type of questions, I'll have the question and I have four options, out of which I'll have to look for which word is synonym or which word is almost the same meaning as to what synonym is. So I will not having exact meanings of the words. I'll be having almost same kind of meanings or almost same word that would be given in the option. So hypothesis is actually a theory or a proof that is given. So I have to look for a word that somewhat talks about a theory or a proof. When you look at the options, you directly have the word theory. So my answer becomes option B, that is theory. Other words you can look at, there is complexity, there is subdued, and then there is advancement. So all these words, these are no way related to what a hypothesis is. A hypothesis is a theory or a proof that is given in order to prove a particular set of words that have been already defined. So I'll have to look for a word that's almost same. I have the word theory. Option B becomes my answer. Next one, I'll have to look for an antonym of commissioned. All right, same thing applies for antonym also. You're not going to have exact opposites there, but you're going to have almost opposites of the word that are going to be defined for you. Sometimes in some questions, I can have exact opposites. Sometimes I'll be having somewhat similar meanings. So commissioned is actually starting out a particular project. So when you start a particular project or when you assign a work to someone, you commission that particular project. I'll have to look for a word that's opposite of starting a particular one. Also, commissioned is used in a sense when some work is already being worked or someone is already doing a work and you give them an added responsibility. So commission is somewhat of an added responsibility also that's given out. So started is exactly the same word. Started is not antonym, it's synonym. A cannot be my answer. Finished is not exactly opposite of commissioned because commissioned is an added responsibility being given out. Finished cannot be my answer. Next, reported is nowhere related. So reported goes out the first one. My answer to antonym of commissioned is option C, that's terminated. Terminated is abruptly ending. So when I terminate the services, I abruptly end the services. So abrupt end, I'm going to use terminate. See, finished is also used for ending. Terminated is also used for ending, but commissioned is not starting from the beginning. It's an added responsibility. So exact opposite of commissioned is going to be terminated. That's option C. So my answer becomes option C. That's terminated. Next one. Choose the best fit for the options. Out of the options that is given to me, I'll have to fill out what is going to be the best suited for this particular blank. Now, this is a part of sentence completion. Sentence completion is not going to be just articles or not propositions. You're going to have multiple kinds of sentence completion. Sentence completion can be in the form of articles, it can be in the form of prepositions, adjectives, any part of speech, or it can even be filling up phrases. It can even be in the form of where out of the four options, you'll have to find out the best suited part of a particular statement that is revised. So all those ways you can have sentence completion. Here I'll have to look for an article. So article is man, thou art dash wonderful animal. So first you need to understand that thou is used for you. So man, thou art. That here it is going to say in a way that man, your art. Basically, they're going to say in this particular format here, this thou art is in a way used for your art. So your art dash wonderful animal. So your art is a wonderful animal, that becomes clear. But since it's talking about a specific person's art, I know when I have to talk about something specific, the article that I use is the. My answer becomes option C. That's the. Some people will say that it should be a wonderful animal, but no. It's talking about that person's specific person's art. I'll have to use the in that space. My answer is C. Next one. Choose the best alternative to replace the underlined part. Now, this is a part of idioms and phrases because you can see that great entrepreneurs always follow the carrot and stick policy. So they have given out an idiom and you'll have to find out what is going to be the meaning of this idiom. Basically, I'll have to look for the meaning of the idiom that is being given here. So stick and carrot and stick policy, it's actually derived when you talk about with respect to animals. So when you're giving a carrot to the animal, you're going to reward the animal. But when you're giving stick, this means you're going to beat the animal or basically you're going to punish the animal. So carrot and stick policy is reward and punish policy. I'll have to look for something that says it's reward and punish. Okay, directly I have the option. So my answer is option B, that's reward and punish. So carrot and stick is actually derived from animals where when you give a carrot to the animal, you're rewarding the animal. Or when you're giving the stick to the animal, that means we are going to punish the animal. So carrot and stick policy is reward and punish policy. My answer is option B. Next one, he refused to cooperate with me and thus threw a spanner at my plane. Again, I'll have to look for an option that gives the correct meaning of the underlined part. Again, it's a part of idiom and phrases. Idiom and phrases are going to come out a lot in the exam. So idiom and phrases, I'll have to give the meaning of this particular idiom, that is threw a spanner on my plan. So he refused to cooperate. Now, the trick here is he refused to cooperate. That means he was not agreeing. And as a result of that, he threw a spanner on my plane. So since I'm not agreeing, I'll do something that is going to destroy your plan. So I'll have to look for something that shows that this person is destroying. So executed goes out straight. Executed cannot be my answer. Restructured. So restructured means you're going to help the person build a plan again. No, not possible. So it's either going to be A or C. Left me alone. So he refused to cooperate. Now, since he is refusing to cooperate, he's not going to leave you alone so easily. Left me alone also goes out. My answer becomes option A, that's sabotage. Sabotage actually means destroy the image or throw bad name and thus threw a spanner on my plane. on my plan. So through a spanner is basically used for sabotaging the image or destroying the image of the person. My answer becomes option A. That's through a spanner means sabotage. Answer is option A.